Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy SoSo, and welcome back to the channel. Make sure you're hitting that like, comment, and subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on those notifications. That way you guys get notified when we drop hits like this. This week, while Joel and I are watching the Fins game, we're gonna break down the Marlins' recent successes and give a preview of UFC 319. It's time to take a ride, y'all. Let's go! Man, not the way that we wanted to start the show while we're watching this game, cuz.
Yeah.
We're live at Casa de SoSo, episode, I don't know.
207
We're
maybe?
deep.
I don't even know
We're
where
not
we're
counting
at.
them.
You guys know it's on the title.
Right,
Appreciate
we're just happy you guys are joining us. And this episode is a little bit different because while we're doing this episode, we're also watching the Dolphins' first preseason game against the Chicago Bears in Chicago. And, to kind of tie the two things together, Joel, you and I had heard some recent news about the practice that they had between the two teams. Not looking good for the Dolphins. Come out on the first drive looking great and then unable to punch it in.
Yeah, it's what we just saw right now. We got we got a stop early on and drove the ball from the R40 all the way down to the goal line, and we just saw we got stuffed. The play calling hasn't been the best yet. I mean, McDaniels kind of is picking up where he left off last year, in my opinion.
But if we think about it, right, like if we think about it, that was one of the struggles that we had, right? Like identifying as a power running team inside those short yardage situations, right? Whether it's goal line, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, whatever the case may be. And now, with the bulked up line, you were expected to get some type of push. And on that 4th and goal, man, it looked like we had nothing.
Nothing, dog. But we'll save that for the next episode. We'll wait, watch this game, and see what else happens. But yeah, going back to even before the game, during practice, there was online rumors going around that some of the Dolphins players were getting into it with themselves. The frustration is building
had to step in
within the team. So
yeah, it's that type of. He had that pick.
Yeah, I should have picked that off.
It's that type of energy that training camp brings, right? That competition, because literally jobs are on the line there, right? Everybody's liable to get cut if you underperform.
Right.
So that doesn't faze me, and that kind of encouraged me to be like, all right, at least we're weeding out the guys who don't want to be here, the guys who don't belong here, the guys who aren't putting the effort, and we got the guys who are willing to fight for this team.
Yep.
Because that is one of the things that this team is going to need. Right? Like that toughness that we talked about.
And we just made another stop right now, backed them up.
No, defense is looking good.
They're punting right now. It's 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and it's still 0-0, but we got to look at a return here. Oh, let's see if we can do a live play call. He takes it to the left, around the 40, breaks the tackle.
Show me something. All right,
and he's brought down at the 49. All right, we got good field position again. But, all right, that's enough on that. Let's talk about a team that's succeeding around these parts. A team that we really haven't been showing a whole lot of love to.
No.
And
rightly so for a lot of different reasons.
For a while there, but they're doing some special stuff right now. There's a buzz growing in Little Havana.
Yeah.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the Miami Marlins.
Let's talk about those Marlins, right? Because we only had one criteria for them this year, right? And that was keep us entertained until football got here.
Sure.
Keep us entertained and win some weird games, beat some teams, go on a streak, make a trade or two. Keep us watching. And they have done that to their most successful rate that they could possibly do it.
Check.
Right? Because even though they're still 3 games behind 500, right? They're 57-60 on the season. This team has shown you that there's enough to build on. Not enough to contend, not enough to be a threat, not enough to be considered like one of those teams that are really up and coming in baseball. Right? But in my opinion, this shows you guys that there's enough here that we can build a foundation that can really come to fruition 3 years down the line, right? The biggest thing that happened with the Marlins is that they didn't trade Sandy Alcantara. And that was what kind of shocked me, right? Because for me, it was like, damn, he's our most valuable asset. This is a team that's still growing, needs a lot of pieces. This guy is going to be able to bring the most amount of value to the team, right, in terms of what we can get back. And the fact that we didn't trade him kind of lets me know that two things either happened, right? Either the Marlins woke up and said, yeah, we can't trade this guy because this guy is our Cy Young winner. He's a baseball prodigy. Like, this guy's going to be great for the next 10 years. Why get rid of this guy when he's so cheap and we're still building on him? And he's young. We can do this. All right, I see that. The second part of it was The Marlins didn't like any of the offers that they were getting back.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right?
The price might have been a little too high.
Maybe. But then you think about it, how high can the price be for somebody who's coming off Tommy John surgery, missed the whole year last year, that didn't look completely amazing this year, right? So how to make sense of those two options is what really baffles me.
Sure.
But I hope it's the first one where the Marlins are really making a commitment to saying, all right, let's kind of build the foundation here, see how far it can go and what we can do next with the team.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I agree, because we've seen so many players, that have left here and gone on to be successful at other teams, and that's where we kind of keep the moniker of we're the major leagues farm team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, AAA.
Yeah, we're not even like we should be. We should be a AAA team, but we're not. We're in the majors, but yeah, all of our best players end up going elsewhere, and then they do good things. Christian Yelich, Stanton. Ozuna, whoever, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many guys that you can name that have gone on and do bigger, better things after the Marlins. And if they take that stand, like you're saying no, Sandy's special, we recognize that, and we're trying to change things here, finally, that's what it's going to take to get the fans back in the Marlins.
And you need it, right? And you need guys that are young, producing, being named on ESPN Sports Center shows and stuff like that when it comes to what he's doing. Oh, what a play.
They got the rookie in there right now, Quinn Ewers, and he just threw. Oh no, that's not Ewers.
That's Zach Wilson.
That's Zach Wilson. Wilson just threw a dot right now down the field. Look at this.
Let's see.
Oh man.
And that's another thing about Wilson, right? Like, he's gonna have to come in and really be ready to go, right? So it's important to get him these reps early on in the preseason, right? With the first team players, because there's still some first team players out there, especially on the offensive line. But real quick, back to the Marlins. Like, the exciting thing about the Marlins is that you have that young talent in Kyle Stowers.
That guy's special. I really didn't know much about Mr. Stowers until recently.
Nobody did, right?
Why?
Because like the Marlins get so many young players that it's hard to be like, oh, this one's gonna be the hidden gem. This one's the hidden gem. This one's right. Like, it's hard to get that.
Sure.
But what this dude has done, right, to come in here on a team that is sorely lacking like power, legit power at the plate, to have 25 home runs on the season, dog, man, it's beyond impressive. Beyond impressive because what it really does is show us that, again, there is stuff here, enough talent here right now on this team that you can build the foundation on. And everybody wants to come see Stowers play. Everybody wants to see him hit on TV. Everybody wants to get a Kyle Stowers jersey now. His name is being mentioned on SportsCenter. He's making top 10 on ESPN SportsCenter. Like, those are the little things, right? Yep. That, again, make it entertaining for us Marlins fans to be like, oh, look at the future right there, dog. Or potential future, right? Because we got to make sure we don't get rid of those guys.
That kid definitely has that superstar quality because, you said, he's been doing well, he's been hitting, he's been batting, but I got to see him in person against the Yankees that first game of the series. And bases loaded, kid comes up to bat. I think he had struck out on his previous at-bat, but that was the opportunity, needed it to get back in the game, and homie delivered with a nasty shot to left field for the grand slam. So
and you think about
that superstar potential.
He's a kid, dog. He's in terms of baseball, he's 27. He's still in his early prime. He's finally maturing into his body, right? And now we have him on a team friendly deal that this guy's gonna be able to produce for us at this level for the next 2-3 years. Again, help build that foundation that can possibly turn this team into a contender. For him to be leading the team in home runs, RBIs with 71, on-base percentage, .364. It shows a lot, right? For this guy to come in and be producing at this level. Now, some may say like something has to rise to the top, right? On such a bad team. And yeah, it's easy to shine when the rest of the team doesn't really have a lot of good players. But the consistency that Kyle has shown in this season is what really stands out versus other bad teams, right? And the fact that the Marlins are winning games, being scrappy, nobody expected this team to be 3 games under 500 at this point.
We're 18-12 in our last 30.
Crazy. We had a crazy stretch in July where we were one of the hottest teams in baseball. I think we were like 11-2, 14-2, something stupid like that. And that just, again, back to the main topic for the Marlins, building a base, building a foundation. This season shows you that we have something here. Yep. The record alone shows you that.
Yep. We still got other guys too, man. Yuri Perez.
What a stud that kid is.
He played that second game against the Yankees really well.
Yeah.
I think we won that game 2-0.
Yeah.
Who was it that scored? I think whoever it was had 2 home runs, and those were the 2 runs that we had. You know what I mean? So like you can tell, man, the culture's shifting. And you know, I linked up with the homie Lou, right, Louis Brinson, and I asked him, I was like, Lou, man, like, you know, what's going on right now? Like, is it just strength of schedule, like that All-Star break where people kind of like, you know, are you know, in that weird summer mode or whatever? Like, what is it? What can you say? And he was like, man, honestly, I'm seeing a culture change. You know, and he just kind of alluded to like one little thing as far as like what the team is doing now to support players, as far as like every player having an individualized coach, or like somebody to help them, you know, with their goals and whatever the hell. Yeah. And he was like, dude, when we were there, it was like we had a strength and conditioning coach, and that was for the whole team. You know what I mean? Like they'd be like, yeah, just go out there and go fucking bat, or go, you know, go throw, or whatever. And it wasn't like things to help develop, you know, depending on where we were and who we were. You know what I mean? Like what we were trying to do. And now they're taking more of an interest and at least, you know, investing more into their players on the day-to-day. And maybe that's what we're seeing now is, you know, the fruits of that.
Absolutely, and I think that credit has to go to the manager and the GM, right? Clayton McCullough has done a great job with this team, right? Keeping them motivated. Yeah. They're having a lot of fun, whether they win, lose. They're never really too down on themselves. They're never really putting that too much pressure on themselves. And I think he's shown that he can be a Major League Baseball manager, right? And he can develop talent. He can put guys in positions to do things. Ooh, whoa.
Dolphins almost scored 3rd-and-1 down inside the 10.
That was that little break. But yeah, McCullough's done a great job, right? It wouldn't surprise me if he got some votes for manager of the year, right? Just based on what he did and what the expectations were for this team, right? Or what people thought the expectations would be. Absolutely. And how he's been able to transcend this team into a semi-legit contender, right? For a wild card.
I mean, yeah, the wild card's in play, I think. You know,
Definitely.
You know, we still got some ground to make up, and there's plenty of games to do it.
Yep.
So it's not completely out of the picture right now for the Marlins to be in the postseason this year. They just have to keep doing what they're doing right now.
Yeah, and they got to stay competitive, right? And they got to, main thing is avoid the losing streaks, right? You lose back-to-back games to Atlanta. You got one more against them, you know, weird 5-game stretch against Atlanta that we had, right? We're currently in right now. But you have to find a way, kind of like what we talked about with the Panthers a couple of years ago, where you don't let the losses turn into streaks, right? That's what the Marlins have to kind of focus on right now at this point. Yep. Don't let them turn into crazy long streaks, right?
Yeah,
like,
bounce back.
Bounce back. Don't, you know, you lose 2 games, all right, go ahead and get the 3rd one and then start another one and you go get another 2-3 wins in a row. And then take a loss. Win another 2-3 in a row. Because that in itself will allow you to catch up games and also get there to stay in contention for the wild card.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. This Dolphins game. No, it's
Zach Wilson just missed an easy throw that would have been a touchdown.
Easy throw.
God, that's not great.
Let's see. The Marlins are still on the road. They're going to be on the road against Cleveland. They're finishing the series against Atlanta on tonight at 1. Actually, this afternoon at 2:00. So first pitch at 2. Then they're heading to Cleveland for 3 games, headed to Boston for 3 games, and then they're coming home to face St. Louis, Toronto, and Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
So let's see how that goes. Hopefully the Marlins can go 500 in that stretch at least, stay in that wild card hunt while football season is slowly creeping on us, right? Because, this preseason, it's football, but it ain't real football. You know what I mean?
Dolphins.
Touchdown. Let's go, baby.
Jalen Wright punches it into the end zone.
Good for him, bro.
From the 1. I think it's Jalen Wright.
And look, the rookie was the one who made the catch, number 18.
No, it's not. It's Madison. Alexander Madison. I forgot we have that guy.
The ball, dog. Yo, I posted him on the Instagram reel on Sports with SoSo. Make sure you guys follow him.
He got it.
But he's a hard runner, dude.
I don't know how I feel about him.
I like him a lot.
I like him as a backup.
I like him
as a change of pace back.
Yeah, dude, I'm okay with that.
If that's what he's coming to do, which I think he is, I think that's why we got him. I don't mind that as like a 3rd down change of pace back.
All right, keep it up, Marlins. We're now you got our attention. All right, you officially got our attention. Let's get to the second topic of this episode, and that is UFC 319.
Ooh, banger!
It's probably gonna be the best headliner pay-per-view event of this year.
You think so?
I think so. It would have been Jones versus Aspinall, but since Jones retired and he was like, I'm out, whatever.
Well, he's back now, supposedly. Maybe.
Kind of, right? But until that happens. Yeah. Right, this is the one that I'm most interested about because you got Dricus DuPlessis, who's a legit badass, has taken on every single top contender, beat the former champ Izzy 2 times, right? Kills Robert Whittaker. Like, this dude has destroyed everybody, knockouts, submissions, grappling, 5-round wars, you name it. This dude has done it. And he's still at the top of that hard-ass division. And now he's facing a monster in Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat, undefeated 14-0, has come into the UFC with an unprecedented just kill streak. Not a win streak, kill streak, because he's finished opponents, submitted opponents, guys who were in top 10s, guys who were former champs. Like, this dude has taken on all comers and beaten every single body. He fought 3 times in a year. We don't ever see that, but that's how ready and fresh he is because of the way he's been able to handle his opponents. Yeah. Tell me you're not excited for this fight.
He missed weight, right, on that one
once.
Fight. And he still won that fight.
And he still won that fight. Gave up the purse, gave up whatever, and he still won because he's focused on the title. Now he has his shot against Dricus. This is a fight to look forward to, bro.
This is it, man. And it's interesting because they're not household names to like the not casual UFC fan, you know what I mean,
right.
or whatever. You probably don't know these guys all too well, but if you do watch UFC, you know that these guys are problems, and what happens when an immovable object meets an unstoppable force. I think that's what we're gonna see here. We're gonna have another big bang on Saturday night, man. It's gonna be interesting. I just think that I hope it just doesn't go to the ground and it's a boring fight like that. Like, I hope these guys just like stand and like really try to like box and get into it. But I know that Khamzat is probably gonna want to take it to the ground and get, and submit him. But
well, the thing is, like, if we look at the ways that Khamzat has to win this fight, right? Khamzat has to put the pressure on Dricus all 5 rounds. Can he finish him? Absolutely, he can hit him. But we've seen Dricus take the biggest shots from some of the guys who can really knock dudes out,
and he
eats them, right? So you can't rely on, all right, I'm gonna knock this dude out in the 3rd, 4th round once I get him tired, right? He's an amazing wrestler, right? Shout out to Jesse. He sent us that video of Dricus single-handedly, right, in a team competition, single-handedly destroying an entire Gracie jiu-jitsu class, making everybody submit back to back.
Black belts.
Black belts, right? And this guy's a world-class wrestler. So Khamzat has to really find the right way to attack him. And Dricus is good in every facet of the game. He can stand, he can wrestle, he can, you know what I mean? He has excellent jiu-jitsu, obviously. I think the only way that Khamzat comes out is like, do the unconventional shit, right?
He is an unconventional kind of guy.
And that's the only way that you're going to be able to surprise the Dricus, right? Because Dricus is going to be prepared for everything else, right? On Dricus' side, I think for him to win the fight, he has to put away Khamzat early, right? Because the longer Khamzat stays in the fight, the crazier Khamzat can get, the more wild and unpredictable he can get, right? Because he knows that that's the key to his victory. So if I'm Dricus, I'm like, man, I really want to put this guy away in the first 2-3 rounds. Right? Maybe I'm not going to knock him out in the first round. He's a legit contender. He's there for a reason. He's 14-0, right? He's got a hell of a chin. Wow, come on, guys, tackle him.
Jeez.
All right. But Dricus, man, I think that since he carries that knockout power and can take a shot, I feel like he'll be willing to risk a little bit more early on in the fight, knowing that he can survive anything that happens, right? And make it into the later rounds and pull out a decision.
I think it'll be the other way around. I think Dricus being the champ, knowing that this guy has to come in and he has to prove it, I think he'll maybe, kind of measure it and kind of see where this guy's at and what he's trying to do, and just wait for an opening, and as opposed to where Khamzat needs to come in and he needs to create an opening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has to go out there and attack and hope that something lands. Dricus, I think he's more going to be just reactive. You know what I mean? I think he has, the control of the fight. Being the champ. So it's a matter of, instead of going out there and just trying to knock this guy out, it's like, no, let me see what you think you're going to do, and I'm gonna put you out. I really don't know, though. I'm kind of torn on this fight, bro. I like both these guys. As far as fighters,
it's amazing.
And I'm really torn. I have no idea who I give the edge to.
I gotta give a slight edge to the champ, right? Because he is the champ, and to be the champ, you gotta kill the champ, right? And I think he's favored right now as well.
That's what I'm gonna look up right now.
No, Khamzat is actually favored -210, and Dricus is +175.
So that Khamzat, I think, has the size and reach advantage, right?
Possibly the size for sure, because he's a little bit taller. But I got to stick with the police. You know, you got to knock this guy out. You got to kill this guy.
Underdog champ defending the belt.
Wild.
It's not a bad bet to take.
Not a bad bet to take. And obviously with this type of fighter, it's probably smart money. Because even if it goes 5 rounds, right? Like I said, most of the times the decision goes to the champ because you got to beat the champ to take the belt, right?
Prove it.
You got to prove it.
I don't see this going on 5 though, man.
No way. I really don't. That's something that we can both agree on for sure, right? Like under 5 rounds for sure. That's an
Somebody's
excellent
getting
side
knocked
bet.
out or submitted.
Yeah.
I don't know who yet.
No.
I haven't decided.
But I would check the odds on that, guys, up until fight night, because you can get some really good, wagers on that depending on who's looking better.
Yep.
But plus 175 for Dricus, that's SoSo's bet right there. I also got another fight of the night contender in also the middleweight division. Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. Page is coming off a loss after a win after his previous loss. Jared is riding a 3-fight win streak. He's an incredible fighter, old school UFC legend. He's actually fought in like 4 different weight classes from heavyweight all the way down to this middleweight. So crazy. But that's going to be a war for sure, and great style. So it's going to be an action-packed fight. If you're looking for something else to bet on that one.
You got the odds on that?
Yeah. Jared right now is plus 140, and Michael Venom Page is minus 175. So again, another good bet on plus 25 with Cannonier.
Plus money.
Right? And if you're doing a parlay, I wouldn't mind parlaying MVP and Dricus, right? Where you get a favorite and you get a good underdog as well. So let's see how it happens. UFC 319 this Saturday. It's going to be amazing. I got Dricus. Joel's undecided, but he can see comes out whizzing. So
yeah,
it's going to be a great fight. We're going to be in tune.
I'm going to be watching.
We're going to be tuned into it for sure. This one's going to be a quick episode for you guys for 2 reasons. Number 1, we don't want to take you too much every time. But number 2, we got this Dolphins game going on that we need to watch in order to give you a better episode for the following one, all right?
Doing research here, man.
Yeah, man. Expect a lot of notes on the offensive line. That's been my focus. So just giving you a little preview on that one. But
football's back, baby.
Yeah, that's it, man. We're going to keep watching the rest of this game. You guys know what to do. You got to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell another friend.
To tell everybody they know.
To tell everybody they know about this amazing podcast and what we got going on for you, man. Football is back. We're about to be football intensive. OnlyFans is going to have a ton of new stuff for you guys this year. So make sure to tune in. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. And until next time, peace.